There's all kinds of women around Harvard Square, and about 10 or 15 of them were wearing phony mustaches. They sold quite a few of them to the women. They used to pay $8 for those phony mustaches at the Harvard Cooperative Society, run by the Harvard professors. All kinds of freaky women around Harvard Square. They're college girls. Harvard Square is a hangout. But I'm glad today's Monday. I hate Sunday. I didn't spend a nickel yesterday. I stayed in all day. I was tired and weary and worried, wasting my time in a nursing home. I came in when I was 74. I should have never taken a lot of people's advice. So those goddamn cops, they'd say, "You got money, go into a nursing home. Your people are dead, go into a nursing home." Yeah, of course they meant well. Not too many cops go into nursing homes. Some do, but not many. A lot of priests go into nursing homes. One's run by the church. One priest went in and he committed suicide. He set the place on fire. Another priest retired and became a bartender. They called him Patty the Priest. Everybody knew he was a priest. He had that religious look about him. I never got pinched in my life, and I hung out with all kinds of hoods. I hung out with Cambridge guys who would beat up drunken cops. One guy from Cambridge had a bum eye. He was born that way. We used to call him Squint Eye. He had an upside-down pupil, but he got on the police force. He passed the exam because they didn't rule him cockeyed. They ruled him squint-eyed. They transferred him to Harvard Square Station, and he hung out with the Harvard students, and they educated him, and he came in first on the police chief exam, and he became the police chief of Cambridge. He was 63 years old then, and Ted Leahy was his name. Now, he called me a horse thief in 1913. I didn't steal no goddamn horse. I was just looking at a Pierce Arrow. I was just asking the chauffeur questions. Then he says, "Now, Wallace, what are you asking the chauffeur questions for? So you can steal the Pierce Arrow just like you stole the horse and carriages?" And that started the fight. It was so fierce we tore up Bob Moore's garden. I downed him with a flying tackle, but then he settled me with his cop's glove and his belt. Yeah, he was a son of a bitch, a dirty bastard. He was a cruel cop. We used to fight with him a lot, but he worked himself up. He got educated and he became the police chief. And I wasn't the only one who fought with him. The other guys would tangle with him too. And it was because he'd started. He'd insult you. He'd call you a horse thief or something. Him and two other cops were the three freshest cops in Cambridge. I hung out with all kinds of tough guys when I was young. They used to elect me captain of the baseball team. I used to play shortstop. Some of the other guys on the team were tough guys too. And we'd tangle with the fresh cops, Preshow, Ted Leahy, and Frank Henry. Yeah, Ted Leahy, he became the police chief. And that was because he got civilized and educated. My mother had Ted Leahy before the mayor 3 or 4 times for fighting with me and the boys. He got suspended a couple times without pay. He was a big fat guy. Yeah, Jesus Christ. When he got old, he got so he could hardly even walk. He had a lot of fat around the neck. It was like 3 times the size of a normal guy's neck.